All right, Elite Code 3, and tonight we're going to do an SGC bulk order reveal. There's 160 cards. We're covering all four sports. We're doing vintage. We're doing modern 2019, 2020 stuff. Junk wax baseball. Classic football. Classic football would be to me like 98 to 2007. And then some LeBron basketball, a little bit of hockey sprinkled in. So let's start it off. Um, Definitely enjoy the SGC process, and I enjoy PSA too. So both companies are great to me. Um, I don't really like one more than the other. I enjoy both. Depends on the card for me. Eichel SP Authentic has a Future Watch and a 10. Here's your McKinnon Young Guns. This is with the pink stripe on his arm. I think there's some without that, but this one got a 9. Here's an Upper Deck Canvas Eichel. This card doesn't have a ton of value, but it's an Eichel rookie. It looked pretty clean. Something I do with my cards when I send them in now is, I've showed this in the past, but I write down all the my prediction. I look these cards over pretty well, and I just write down what I think the card is. So with these Bonds tops, I had them at 9 plus and 9.5, and then I write to the right what SGC gave them. So I got to go through and fill these out, and this just gives me a baseline for. If I had a card as an 8, it comes back as a 9, I probably won't keep it because, in my opinion, the card is overgraded. And as a collector, you guys know me, I'm all about the card, and the grade comes secondary to me. But feel free to enjoy the hobby how you want. Here's an Upper Deck MVP Kane in a 10 for the Blackhawks PC. That's a beautiful one. Pastrnak. This is a pretty high dollar card. I bet this is close to $600-700 in this 10. This white bordered card looks fantastic in the SGC holder. I still prefer this in the PSA holder. I don't know why. I like the hockey on card Future Watch autos in PSA holders. So there's certain cards that I'll show you that I like in the SGC and certain that I like in PSA. And there's none that I like in Beckett. Had to throw that in there. That little jab. Upper Deck Elias Pettersson. This is his Young Gun in a 10. So that's all the hockey for this one. I am breaking some junk wax hockey, so those come in this week, so I am really dumpster diving with that, but it should be an interesting venture. Okay, let's go to let's knock these two out. So this is one issue. It's not a serious issue, but I think it's something that they need to address, and they are going to address. I've talked to a rep. It was just yesterday, and they are developing a thicker holder for these. This is a Future Watch Frank Gore thick card, 190 point, and they are going to develop those for these thicker cards. It's on the way. They are coming out with their pop report June 1st, so lots of stuff coming. This Charles didn't get graded either, so these will go to PSA. Those are two cards I didn't really care about the grade. I just wanted them in a holder, and I thought they'd look cool in the tux, but they'll look good in PSA too. Here's basketball. It's mostly LeBron. I think there's a couple Jordans, like this slick silver. This was just bought raw for like $60. I thought it looked good. It's got like a slight scratch on the back, but I still had it at like a 9.5/10. Probably the best card in the order. This one definitely needs a perfect fit. I ran out of perfect fit, so just beautiful. I mean, look at the photo on this card. This has been probably a top 3 LeBron for me for a while now, and I didn't really care that it was like a $40 or $50 card raw. I just thought it was a great card. Star Rookie, of course, that brings you right back to Griffey 89 Upper Deck, but love it. Love that one. Whoops. Platinum LeBron. This was a PSA 8 that I thought was undergraded, so I buy the card and then I just look the card over and I just kind of give my opinion on it. But this one just has some minor, it's got some edge chipping on the back for sure, but the front is centered nicely and the front is really, really clean, so I thought it looked more like an 8.5 than 9, so I just snapped it out. Of course, a PSA 8 doesn't have, the jump from PSA 8 to 9 is pretty good jump, and then from 9 to 10 is substantial. So with PSA, it's kind of like all or nothing. That's kind of how you think of it with the modern stuff. Here's your Ultra LeBron. These come in packs, or there's a version that comes in like a little toy with a toy Hummer. It's kind of weird, but And then some have a darker background. Somebody told me that's from the ones that came out after Fleer went bankrupt. I don't know how true that is, but just what I heard. Star Rookie 9.5. So these are two of the cleaner Star Rookies that I came across. I think I just bought them raw. So the market was just jumping from like 150, 200. I was getting them for 250. Now they're like 400, 450. So I might be about done with Star Rookies. I don't tend to chase cards after they've moved. Most of the Star Rookies I picked up were in like the $50 range. Here's the Topps Chrome. This was see the top to bottom's off, so it's definitely not a 10. That's the second year LeBron. Did we already see this? No, we didn't see that. Yeah, this is the second one of this. This set's tough though, guys. See that top edge? It's chipped, so this could easily be an 8.5, but it got a 9, so. And then these come one per pack. This is the medallion, the gold medallion LeBron. This one got a 9.5, which is an awesome grade for this card. And this one looks pretty rad in the tux. And personally, I think these Optic 2019 basketball cards look awesome in SGC holders. It might be just because they're all white, but they really look good in these holders. 2020 Topps baseball looks good in SGC too. So here's a Zion. I thought this would be a 9.5. It's a 9. Top to bottom's off, right to lefts, but within requirements, I'd say. Two of these LeBrons. This is the hollow, so a 10 and a 9.5. I think these were raw. I want to say I bought these in February or March. I can't remember the price. I'd say they were around $100, which is crazy for like basically a refractor. Those are akin to Topps Chrome refractors in baseball. Here's your third year Spectrum SPX LeBron. That's out of 25. That was a 9. Pretty solid on that grade. And here's a Zion Blue Velocity. I don't know. I think these come in some type of retail. So this one was a 10. So that's all for basketball. Now football, then baseball. We'll save baseball for last because there's some cool older cards, which is kind of my favorite type of cards to collect and grade. So we'll start off with these. So this is where I think SGC makes their bread and butter with these older. I think these older cards look so cool in the tux. Like this Dan Marino, I think it looks better in an SGC holder than PSA. And this as well. I don't know. There's something about these older 70s, 80s, early 90s cards that look really good in the SGC. This just seems like the big number is just kind of made for them. But this Dan Marino is a 9. I had this at a 9.5. So they are extremely consistent with the older stuff, and they're very tough, in my opinion. I think they're a tad bit tougher than PSA on this older stuff. And then I think they're a little bit more lenient on the newer modern stuff, like refractors and maybe cards like this Moss coming up. But so when you factor it all together, I think their PSA and SGC are very equivalent in terms of how tough they grade. So there's a couple football cards to start. Here's your Moss. That's the refractor to 400. This is a beautiful card. 98 Bowman's best refractor in a 10. So 10 gem mint on that. We've got Peyton Manning rookies and stars in a 10. This one looks fabulous in the tux. This is the type of cards that I like to collect, and I think the cards that hold value in the future. Your base rookies of Hall of Famers. So of course Peyton's going to be in a year or two, and this card's just fabulous. Awesome patch on this. There are 3 different levels to this SPX Peterson. There's one, this is the base to 299. There's the gold to 99, and then the Spectrum to 25 with the football and the X. So this one got a 9.5. Love the 2007 football cards. The SPX, SP Authentic, Ultimate Collection. They're all fabulous cards. Here's a superimposed Vic, but they did a good job with the Vic. The Breeze one looks pretty awkward, so I've never been a huge fan of the Bowman Chrome Breeze, but the Vic looks good. So that's him running in the Vautech Uni, and they superimposed the Falcon on there. So $19.99 on that one. Rookies and Stars Variation 8.5 Breeze. Not too impressive, but I think my expectation was like a 9 on this, so I didn't have a high expectation for the card. I wanted that one holdered. Here's your Ultimate Collection Rivers. This is the one from the actual set. There's a autograph set that says Ultimate signatures from this year, and those are out of $275, and they sell for a fraction of what these sell for. So these are the ones to collect, the rookie signatures ones. If you're looking to collect or invest in those, here's your Peyton Mannings. These are beautiful. These are some I just bought raw. So I go through a ton of mail if you watch the mail bins, and I come across diamonds in the rough. They're out there. It just takes some searching, it takes some grinding, but it's very rewarding when you come across them and they come back. Here's a pro debut Vic, beautiful. Just an awesome looking card with that autograph. Topps did such a good job with this set. Bold autograph, huge autograph, college uniform, action shot, numbered on the back. Props to Topps for that. Ultra Brady, I think there's a second Brady Ultra in this order, but the Ultra and the Upper Deck base Brady's are two of my favorites. I'm kind of a simple collector at times, and I just like the action shots of these. I don't mind the college uniform. I think it gives you some variation. This was a Beckett 9.5 snap, so it's got like a little edge or corner issue. But I was thinking we'd get a 9.5 with an outside shot at a 10, but it came back a 9. So you win some, you lose some with that Rivers. That would be a card I would say to buy. Those are really low, and he'll be in the Hall of Fame. Peyton Manning's, I almost said Circa Thunder. Baseball, they do Circa, I think. Skybox Thunder Manning and a 9.5. Beautiful. Here's your Rogers 10, so flagship Rogers. I mean, these are the cards to collect and buy. That's a 10. That was probably a Beckett 9.5 snap. Here's a Roth. That's the Lucky 13 to 500 from Ultra 2004. And then that one's out of 500. Coming back to this Peterson, which has a print run of, I believe, 355. I actually prefer this in the PSA holder, but they said it was too small or something. So it's something that I like about SGC. If they don't think it's trimmed and it's a little small, they'll still slab it, which I think that's what they should do. If it's not trimmed, if the factory cut it a little short and it's not, you don't think it's trimmed, then go ahead and slab it. It's not a perfect process. Finest Moss. This is a pretty easy set. If you check the pop on this, I bet the PSA pop's around 70%. So peel off your film though. That film is pretty ugly when you have that on the cover. Here's a couple more. Here's some 2004 Topps Chrome refractors of future Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Rivers 8, Manning 9. To me, the Rivers looks better. There's probably something on the back with the Rivers because that front's beautiful. It looks like a 10. So I'll probably put this in the store, and somebody's going to get a great card for a good price to add to their collection. That's part of the fun to me. I've said this before, but I have about as much fun selling as I do buying, shipping, selling. It's a blast. Here's an SPX Vic in a 9. Upper Deck Authentics, soon to be Hall of Famer. He's being enshrined, I think, in August if they have the ceremony. They'll probably do it online or something. But there's a 9 on the edge. That's from Upper Deck Encore. Here's your Starburst Peyton 9.5. It's got a little chipping on the back, or else I think this would be a 10. But see that chipping right there? So I'd say they accurately graded this. I had this as a 9+, so right on par. And then edge. So what do you guys think about the 9 and the 9.5 Mint Plus? Like, I think PSA's fine with their 9 and 10 system. I just think there's a lot of tweeners out there. But I think if PSA is gonna, like, if a card's sitting in the 9.5 range, I think they should round down and put it as a 9, and that's probably what they do. That's probably why it's tougher to get 10s. But flagship Peyton in a 9. This is a highly collectible card. Cool photo too from the rookie premiere that year. Here's your Bowman's Best Moss in a 10. Nice and tucked up. Vintage Breeze in a 10. This was a snap out, I think, but I mean that thing is almost looks pristine. So it's tough for me to call a card pristine. It's just tough. Like it's hard to find a card that's just perfect. Here's a 2005 Topps Frank Gore. It's a couple 9.5s. This is the range I had this card in. This card's actually picking up some steam, you know, for a running back, but he's a different breed. Here's a top 5 card in the order right here. Brady Ultra. First one was an 8.5. This one's a 10. I think I had this as a 9.5, so it's right in the range. Front's perfect. Back, little white speck there, but you'll see those on PSA 10s too, so it fits the grade. It looks awesome too. So Ultra Brady in a 10. We're moving along pretty good here. Got some more football, and then we'll go to baseball. We'll save the retro baseball for last. So here's SPX Breeze. I actually had an offer on the PSA 9 of this card for $1,100 today, so that shows you how strong the market is for this card. This is one I used to pick up like for 100, 150 all day long back in like 2010. Here's your Chrome Moss 8.5. So I think the centering, see how there's not much of a border on that side. 8.5 on the Moss. Good shine though. Here's a Chief PC card. And you know, this card doesn't have any value at all, but it was sitting in my store for like 3 years in a Beckett 8.5 holder. And I was like, I'm not going to keep it if it's in the Beckett holder. But I snapped it. It came back in 8.5, so I'd say it's accurately graded. This is the Gold Refractor Larry. He had a couple 1,000-yard seasons with us, and he had some off-the-field troubles, but I think he's turned things around. This is filth. So this was a Beckett 9.5. I think it was a fake gem, so I was kind of gambling. So, but I looked it over. I had it as a 10, and it came back a 9.5. So, could I keep it in this slab? Yeah. Could I snap it and PSA it? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I'm pretty content with the 9.5 on that. Love the Ultra Moss in a 9.5. Cool photo. This is the Series 1 version, or the low number. And the high number, he's in the Viking uniform. So 9.5 on the Ultra, which is that was what I was expecting. Skybox Premium. This is a tough pull. This is similar to the Ultra and the Upper Deck. These are 1 in 4 packs, 6 per hobby box, and probably 40 to 50 in the subset. So 2 or 3 a case maybe. Futuristics Brady. This was probably like a Beckett 9. It's off centered. See that? But fabulous. And something else SGC is going to do, I believe, is center the SGC and make it a hologram, which I think it'll look really cool. So there's some changes coming. Here's your Topps Chrome Moss in a 9.5. Look at that holder. If you just take out the label, it'd be cool just to buy the holders too for stuff you don't want to grade. Just a black holder like that. Ultra Pro makes them black, but they don't look, I mean, they look good, but I think there's some things they could do to improve those. Game Gear Breeze in a 9. That's nice. Doesn't have a ton of value, this Breeze. It's probably 250, 300 raw, so in a 9, it maybe 350, 400 in a 9, but this set's pretty much impossible. You're not going to, I don't think I've ever seen a 10 of this card. If it is a 10, it's probably trimmed. Whoops. Don't crack the case. See, I definitely need some more perfect fit sleeves, but Vic Bowman's Best Refractor. It's got that 90s shine going. In a 10. Pacific Paramount Breeze 9.5. Solid grade on that one. I think my last order I got a 10, and that one sold in the store for close to $300. So pretty strong market for a low-end Brady rookie. Flagship Breeze, I had this at 9+. So a solid 9. Got Rogers Bowman in a 9. Beautiful. centered extraordinarily well, and clean card. Here's your Autographics Edge in a 9. Some minor chipping on the front. The back looks pretty clean. I think it's accurately graded though. So Edge 9, and then here's an LT. This is the throwback to the 56 design. That's why it's numbered to 1956, but LT to LT10. That's Heritage. Here's a Peterson Finest base in a 9.5. And then coming up next is Rogers. Here's a Lucky 13 Rogers in a 9.5. I think I had this rated a little lower, so I'll probably sell it. $5.99. Great card though. And then Rookies and Stars Rogers in a 9. This is out of $7.99. So yeah, I'm filming this at my house, at my bar. I typically film a lot of my videos at my office where I have the bull and the bear, but this is my second favorite place to shoot. Prestige Manning 9.5. That's the hobby version. A little thicker cardstock than the retail. I think we've seen, this might be the second one we've seen of this. Bowman's Best Moss. Lamar Jackson Optic 9.5. Beautiful. Here's a Players Ink Moss in a 9. That one's not numbered. Then there is a purple version that's hand numbered to 100 of these too. Urlacher. This is kind of shabby, but this 2000 Star Rookie set is somewhat difficult. I've got a lot of experience with it from the Brady's. That corner looks kind of shaky there, the top right corner. That's probably why. 8.5 on Urlacher. Here's a sweet Edge Future Watch in a 9.5. I've actually snapped this out twice because I'm just being stubborn with it, but it's got that mark on the front, but I just think it's a 10. So snapped it out once, snapped it out twice, third time's a 9.5. So it shows how consistent SGC can be. That's the same card, and they 9.5'd it 3 times. That was a Beckett 9.5 snap. Here's your Peterson 9 SPX. Beautiful. So we saw a 9.5 with that white jersey. Here's a yellow jersey 9. There's the back of that card. This is gorgeous. Peyton row 1 and a 10. That's a 98 showcase. These are not numbered, but they are somewhat difficult to pull. I broke a box of this 98 showcase a couple months ago, and I think I pulled 3 or 4 of those Graces. Here's a Momentum in a 10. This is the hobby version, Playoff Momentum Rookie of Peyton. So lots of Peytons in this order. Just the way things shook out with this one. Here's Cal, SPX Calvin. So same set as the Peterson. Here's a 9 on Cal. Gorgeous. Here is the Players Ink to 100. So here's the Holt 99. I think he'll eventually get in. This is kind of pathetic, but an 8. I think I had it marked at 8.5, so I mean, it's not like I thought it was a 10 or anything. But love the Ricky. He's a 10K back. That doesn't have much hobby love, but he's got 10,000 rushing yards, which is tough to do. Here's an EX LT and a 10. And then rounding out football is LT. That superimposed image, I think it looks rough, but so LT 9 on that one. Modern baseball. Let's get to modern. Tatis, first Bowman Chrome base. 9.5 on that. Here's Jordan. I thought there was a couple of these, but here's a 10 on these. These 2020 tops, in my opinion, they look great in the SGC. They look good in PSA too, so can't really go wrong. Here's a pristine. So I had this rated a little lower, so I'll probably sell it. It's probably more like a 10. So it's a little white. I mean, I just don't think it's pristine, but that doesn't really matter what I think. So pristine. This is the vintage stock too. So is it? No, never mind. This is the similar to the Bat Down Acuna. It's card number 699. Yeah, Acuna is 698. So Gleiber, cool card though. Topps Heritage Jordan. And yeah, these blacks don't look fabulous in the SGCs, but the rest of the cards do. Here's Acuna Action in a 10 from 2020 Heritage. This is cool. Okay, this is the base one. I think there's a color swap in here too. So 10 on that one. Here's a monster. Here's your high number action variation in the 10. Fabulous. See how this says the action right there. So that's a 10 on that Acuna. There might be another one of those in this order too. Let's do a couple Jordan 9.5. So here's the rainbow foil. Nice shine on that. It's got a little chipping on this front edge, but it's definitely a clean card. And then here's the gold in the 9.5. So solid. So yeah, if you're looking to resell, these would most likely have come back PSA 9s. And the SGC 9.5 is going to outsell the PSA 9. So something to consider. You can make a case for both company. I think PSA's the set registry helps them a lot. Creates a lot of drive and demand for cards. Here's the gold Bichette in a 10. That's out of two. That's the one that's out of 2020. So 2 action Acunas, 2 10s. Beautiful. Okay. Here's Alonso, 9.5. That's the action. Nice card. Probably sell that. I'm not huge on that card though. A couple of these Tatis's. I think 10 PSA 10s of these are probably 50s, 55. So I'm guessing this is probably 40 to 45. So cool base Tatis Topps Chrome rookies. So there's a lot of modern baseball in this order. I guess that's the way it played out. Soto action in a 10, and then another Acuna Heritage 2018. This is the base one. This set, you would think it's a gimme, but it's definitely not. They're off-centered a lot, and there's little corner issues on the back bottom. That's what I've come across. Here's Jordan again, flagship Jordan in a 10. Harper Bowman Platinum Gold. That's out of 50 right there in 9.5. This was a Beckett 9, I think. Here's Trout Finest. That's the base one. 9.5 on that, so that's pretty solid for that Trout. Here's the SP Jordan. So the SSP, of course, is the close-up. This is the weird one where he's walking with the bat. I think that's Camden Yards there. But this one got a 10. Almost looks like a fake image or something. Here's a banger, Bichette Black. It's numbered there to 69. I think I bought this. It was a good deal for, I don't know what the market is at now, but I bought this in like February for $425 raw, and it just came in. It looked really good. So 9.5 on that. Here's a Shohei action in a 9.5. Probably a decent time to buy Shohei. Color swap. This is cool. See how the Braves is white instead of yellow? And it says it right there on the back, team color underneath. So this is a 10. I had this at 9.5, so fantastic. Color swap Acuna. We've got a Gleiber. Couple. We'll just do these together. This is the Chromes to 9.99. So Soto on the right and Gleiber on the left. So a 9 and a 9.5. These are very collectible, and I think the refractors are even more collectible. I think those are out of 556. Soto, here's a 9. That's the refractor to 569. Devers. Here's Bichette Gold, 9.5. So I think we saw a 10 earlier, but there's a 9.5. Here's a Bichette 2016 Bowman Chrome Gold Refractor to 50 and a 9.5. It's numbered on the back there. Here's a action variation of Devers. I think there's a couple of these in here. Let me find the other one. I thought there was 2. I don't know, maybe there's 1. And then that's the update base flat at a 9.5, so. Here's an action Gleiber in a 10. Gotta adjust the sleeve. It's taken away from the card there. But action Gleiber 10. A card that got missorted. We'll just do it now. Edge Players Inc. Auto. So I sorted it into baseball. And that's football, obviously. So Edge Players Inc. Auto and a 9. I'll throw that in the football stack. Here's a Robles. Sliding. Here's the black auto of Bichette, 75. Beautiful card. 2016 Bowman Chrome Draft Bichette. And then here's an Albies Bowman Chrome 15 auto and a 9. This stack's gonna fall. Let me fix this stack. Cunha Chrome 9.5. 9.99 on that one. Here's a Soto. That's the refractor. So the second one of this. This is tough to get in a 10 with SGC or PSA. That one's top to bottom, so definitely graded accurately. I caught that. That has no business being a 10. This was bought raw, and I thought it looked really good. I had a 9+, and came back a 9.5 vintage stock. It's a pretty big card. 99 on that one. Soto. So, fantastic. The sliver of white right there. So, most likely would have been a PSA 9. Here's a Bellinger, Heritage High Number base, and a 10. And then this, I thought there was a second Devers action. I don't know. But, and here's Yelich Gold and a 10. 2013 Topps Update Gold Yelich. Okay, older baseball. Start out with the banger. Topps Traded Griff. This card's on fire. I mean, all the Griffey rookies are on fire. Graded and raw. So a 10 on that one. Here's some bonds to see. I think on the sheet I showed you, I had these at a 9 and a 9+, and look what they came back as. This set's tough. Donruss and Topps 87 are incredibly tough. Incredibly tough. I had this at 8.5, so I'll throw this in the store. Probably auction. It came back at 9.5. It is centered awesome, though. So that's the Rivera, and that card's awkward. It's got that like early 90s shirt on. Kmart ad. I like the 93 Rivera. Here's a vintage Hank, a nice 6 on this one. Beautiful. Bonds Fleer and a 9. This is cool. This is a set that I just love to open and fight for 10s or honestly fight for 9.5s. 10s don't really happen much with me with this. But here's a bow and a 9. So, I mean, that card's gorgeous. See, the top to bottom's not perfect. I mean, that's probably why it's a 9. And here's a Bonds 9.5, so that's pretty impressive too. All right, I think I hit a couple. I think I've hit one of these in all my SGC bulks. So, I mean, I sift through I break boxes of this. I buy these raw. I snap these. I mean, I fight for 10s on these all the time. Here's a 10 Griff. So sometimes the struggle or the work is worth it in the end. So there's a Griff 10. Scherzer, 2018 Topps update base in a 9. There might be a couple of these in the order. Yeah, Pujols Star Rookie 10. That's sick. Love that. So this was the Series 2, I think, that came out around the All-Star game. And I was trying to find a box of this just to open because it's got Ichiro and Pujols, but I can't find one. This is the best card in the order, probably by a lot. This was a Beckett 9.5, I think, that looked like a 10, so I sent it in. Future Watch Pujols. This card's probably on fire. I haven't looked at it, but here's a 10 on that one. That's gorgeous. Ichiro Bowman's best in a 9.5. Nice shine on that. 2999. So enough copies to go around and somewhat affordable. I think I bought it raw for 75 to 85. This is a banger too. Here's your finest Griff in a 10. That's the refractor in 95. Okay. Yeah, I think I had this at an 8, so it's a card I just wanted to hold it. I probably won't keep it. It's got those little stains on the surface, and it's not perfectly centered. I mean, it's still an awesome card. 7.5 or not 7.5. This is one of my favorite baseball cards ever, I think. 64 Topps Rose, just so much better than the 63. Miles ahead of the Floating Heads card. 2.5. Gorgeous. What do we got? Cal Fleer update. I mean, this isn't very good. 8 on the Fleer update, but like I said before, SGC is tough on these older cards. They're tough and consistent, so something to consider if you're doing like 80s baseball and you want to challenge yourself. Here's a 9 Bowman Griff. The market on this has jumped up too, so this is probably a $25 card easy. Or before it was probably 15. I mean, it's not substantial, but here's a Pujols Star Rookie 9. So we had a 10 earlier, and here's a nice solid 9. Can't complain about that. Here's a Donnie Baseball. This was like I think this was a PSA 8 that I thought looked good, and maybe it'd be an 8.5, but it's an 8. Donnie Baseball. 84 Donruss. That's a cool card. I want to try to get a centered 9 and a tux for the PC. This card's, I think it's moving up in the market. Here's your Fleer update. Clemens at a 9. Slightly off-centered, 60-40 centering. Top to bottom looks good. Clean card, though. Your Clemens rookie. There might be a couple Bretts. Let me just sort through this stack real quick. Yeah, we'll just do both Bretts. Here's a 5. Decently centered 5, and then a 7, which looks awesome. So I had that like 7.5 to 8, so great looking Brett there. And then Artist Proof Ken. This one, PSA said this was too small, so I just sent it to SGC. Tougher pull, the Artist Proof Ken from 95 Pinnacle, blowing the bubble. That's a cool one. And then I think there's a couple more Donruss Kens. Yeah. So we had the 10, and we came through with some solid 9s, which 9 is kind of what I mean, obviously you shoot for 10s, but I'm fine with falling down with 9s all day long on that card. I think these were PSA 9 snap outs. I thought they looked better, but they came back 8.5s with SGC. So Fleer and Topps. This card's gone up some, so I think I'll be snapping that pup. So Topps and Fleer Gwynns, they're 8.5s, you know, it's respectable. But I was thinking 9 plus on those. Here's a Griffey Refractor from 2000 Finest. The Action Refractor, because he's going for the ball in the outfield in a 10. Like, I don't think that card's worth too much. Here's an 8-5 on the Ripken. So we had an 8 and now an 8-5. So that's pretty good. And then Pujols. Ichiro Pujols. This is a tough set. I've bought a lot of copies of this, and this is one of the nicer ones I came across. A 9 on this one. That's from Topps Traded 2001. Here's a couple just... So we'll start off with this. Here's a 9. This is the Bellingham team set card from 87. This is one of my favorite Griffies. I don't know why. I think it's because it's so old. It's 87. It's like the year he was drafted. So a 9 on that. And then this is nuts. 2 10s. So, I mean, that's just fantastic. So 2 10s on the Bellinghams. And that one's slightly better centered. It's like if I was going to keep one and sell one, I'd keep that one and sell that one. But okay, 2 more cards. This is the end. A card that's absolutely on fire because of the documentary. Here's an 8. I think this was a raw buy that I thought looked like an 8-5 or so. So I sent it in, got an 8. It's got some surface issues there. So an 8, and then look how nice this 9 is. There's a 9. So, and then with McGuire 85, I thought this order was great. There's a lot of cool 10s, you know, solid 9s across the board, a lot of variety. So I enjoyed it, and I've got more orders coming in the next couple weeks. So we'll film when I can later.